Hey, what's up guys? Coach Seth is Superior Athlete. So we're in the kitchen today and we're going to be talking about nutrition. I'm basically just going to go over what I have almost every day, at least for breakfast and lunch. So we're going to be talking about that, and I'm also going to give you a couple weird and random tips along the way. If you're new to the channel, my name is Seth Thomas and I'm a strength and conditioning coach, and I help you guys become better athletes for basketball. So if you're interested in more videos just like this one, make sure to subscribe and click the bell to get notified each time I post a video. As always guys, if you're interested in my conditioning program, it's always linked up in the description, so make sure to check that out. And if you want to help support the channel, make sure to grab you a t-shirt, and that is also linked up in the description. All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about is breakfast. It's always important to get a good breakfast in, and I always like to recommend eggs or some form of eggs. So eggs is going to be good, and that's what I like to always use, but I kind of alter them a little bit. I don't really have just like 3 eggs, 3 whole eggs. What I typically do is have 2 whole eggs and then put some egg whites in there. So what that's going to do is lower the fats and then increase the protein at the same time. So whenever you do just like 3 whole eggs, you're typically just going to overeat on fats. So that's kind of why I do that right there. You can do it that way, or you can do just like 1 whole egg and then just like more egg whites. It's kind of up to you, and it's kind of just plan on your entire day. If you know you're gonna have more fats throughout the day. I know I don't really have much fats for lunch, or really just any fats. So that's kind of why I do 2 eggs for breakfast. Sometimes I do 1 egg, just depends on how the rest of my day is going. So it's kind of up to you in that sense, and depends on how the rest of your day is gonna go. So with this, I'm going with 2 eggs and a little bit of egg whites. You can measure this out if you want. I haven't been, just because I'm kind of used to it now, but you can measure it out and kind of get the right amount of protein that what you're looking for. It's kind of just up to you how you want to cook it, and you'll learn it over time, how this needs to be, what's going to suit you the best. So, and that's what it comes down to. It's about getting it to how you like it the best. So a lot of times what I like to do as well, I haven't been lately, but this would be a good addition to get some extra nutrition in. I usually like to throw in some spinach, and what I usually do with the spinach is I get frozen spinach, because the regular spinach leaves just don't last very long. So I've noticed that they just go bad really quick. So you can do that and throw a couple things of spinach in with your eggs, and I just do that first, let them cook and get unfrozen basically, and then put your eggs in just like this. So you can do that if you want, and that kind of, I'm not a big green eater, and I don't mind that at all. I think it tastes just fine. And that's about it for the eggs. Usually while the eggs are cooking, I'll get something else ready and use this as like the carb source. But what you could also do with the eggs would be I wouldn't do this if you're gonna have 2 whole eggs, but sometimes what I like to do, just to give it a little extra flavor, is do 1 egg with some egg whites, and then maybe sprinkle on some cheese. All right, and you don't want to do a lot of this, and it doesn't take a lot of cheese. That's the thing with that. So you're not really adding too much bad stuff, but it isn't going to be as nutritious. Just keep that in mind whenever you do that. Okay, so for my carb source, I usually go with some instant oatmeal. Now this isn't going to be as good or as healthy as like regular oatmeal, but if you ever had just plain regular oatmeal, it's not going to taste the greatest. And if you're making this transition, this is going to be a much better choice. Just know that it does have a little bit of added sugars and stuff like that to it. But for people that's not needing to be completely strict on your diet, and if you're super active, it's not going to matter much. That's not going to be that high of a priority for you. So kind of the weird tip, you can put a little bit extra water in it. You don't need like a whole lot, because what I like to do, keep in mind, this is going to add a little bit more fats. but I like to add just like a little bit, maybe like a half a serving of peanut butter to this. So we'll put that in there. Another weird tip with the oatmeal, for me, I like to have it a little bit thicker. And the reason I do that, especially with like the peanut butter, it kind of just like forces me to drink more water. Now, it sounds weird, I know that, but it's just another thing that I like to do personally. But that's about it for my breakfast. You know, another thing that you could add, you could have there's about 30 grams of carbs in each of those instant oatmeals. That's, for me, that's probably not quite enough. If I'm not gonna be doing much throughout the day, like if I'm not having a big strenuous workout through today, then I'm probably just gonna go with that. But if I am, I'm either gonna have like 2 of those or a banana or something with that. Banana probably has, I think a normal banana is about 30 grams of carbs as well. That's pretty good amount of carbs. Now, if I were to play some pickup tonight or have just a strenuous day, I would probably go with 2 packs of oatmeal and a banana, just to get a nice solid carb-filled breakfast. That's it for my breakfast. All right, guys, now we'll go ahead and talk about what I have every single day for lunch. And the reason I say I have it every single day is because I meal prep, and if you have not meal prep, I would highly recommend it because it is a game changer. Now, obviously this is gonna take some upfront preparation, but it is worth it, guys. So what I do is I meal prep almost every single day. Usually I try to cook up a big meal that's gonna last me out through the entire week on Sunday, or sometimes it's not until Monday, but I always try to do it on Sunday and try to have like 5 meals prepared. So whenever I do this, if I have 5 meals, what I do is I put 3 of those in the freezer. That way it keeps it nice and fresh. It's not gonna be all dried out or anything. And I put those 2 that I have in the fridge. Those are gonna be ready for Monday and Tuesday. Once I get to Tuesday night, I put the rest of them in the fridge. That way they're not frozen whenever I go ahead and eat them. But meal prepping is something that just really changed the game for me. It really helped me out a lot with everything. It's just gonna make things way more convenient. Whenever you don't have something planned or a meal prepared for you, you're gonna grab the most convenient thing. You're gonna get busy doing something, and then you're not gonna have time to make something or cook anything. Whenever it's prepared like this, it's much easier. It's much more sure that you're going to get that nutrition in. And that's what it's all about. Meal prepping is huge. I know it takes a little bit of time and dedication up front, but like I said, it is going to be worth it. So I'm going to go through a little bit what I have pretty much every day. You can have the same thing if you want, but really it's all about getting a protein source, a carb source, and a green source. And you can have some sort of healthy fats in there if you want. Like you can have some nuts or some avocados or something like that. Really just whatever you can think of for it to be a good fat. I don't personally have a lot of fat in my lunch just because I get some, usually a plenty for breakfast and for dinner as well. So I usually have some sort of rice. You want something that you're gonna be able to sustain throughout the week. So you don't want to get tired of it, so it's got to be fairly tasty. So what this is not just your regular brown rice, because what I noticed I do with just brown rice, it's super dry. It's not very flavorful at all. Can I eat it? Yes. Am I going to be able to maintain to eat it? Probably not. So this is a little bit higher in the fats, so it's got a little bit of extra fat in it. This is kind of just like flavored rice. This is one of the examples of the rice. So the macros really aren't that different from regular brown rice. So that's why I use the flavored rice, but you can kind of do your own thing with that if you'd like. And I have some broccoli here. So just make sure to have a high nutritional source for your greens. You know, some broccoli, spinach is good, asparagus, that sort of thing. So if you have a grill is going to be the best way, honestly, at least personal preference wise. It just seems like it just has a lot more flavor, and it just tastes a lot better to me, at least. This is just baked chicken, but do it how you want in that sense. And you know, just have a good protein source. You can go with pork, even steak. Just know that those are going to have a little bit more fats in them. Fish is going to be great as well. you know, some salmon, something like that. Really just play around with these things and just find out what works best for you and what you enjoy the best. And as far as dinner, it can be kind of like your lunch. You're typically gonna have a little bit more fats, and you can lower the carbs a little bit if you want. Just once again, I always just try to have high protein in each meal, fairly low fats, and, you know, a little bit more carbs. You know, if you've watched any of my videos, you can kind of play around with your carbs and fats, at least throughout the day. So figure that out on your own. Make sure you use MyFitnessPal as well. That's gonna help you figure out your macros and kind of what you need and what you need to try out as well. But yeah, that's basically it for my kind of like just daily routine of what I have as far as nutrition goes. So if you have any questions or anything, make sure to drop them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And as always, if you're interested in more videos just like this one, make sure to subscribe, click the bell to get notified each time I post a video. I'll see you guys next time.